for the night. And, very rarely do I do this, once a month, twice a month, but it's much needed. I'll explain why. But let me start from the beginning. Irondale. We got out of the Irondale yard. I got there at nighttime. Next morning I woke up, train showed up. It didn't take me long to figure out which ones I could get on. Yeah, within an hour and a half, I'm out of the yard. Train starts rolling. I got no food. I got no water. One tiny bag of peanuts and one small bottle of water. Not the worst living situation, but not the best either. Like I said, I gotta constantly eat out here, or I'll notice a difference quick. So I roll out, and I was supposed to be going to Meridian, Mississippi, and I'm like, right, this is exactly what I want. Go a little bit west, and I went straight down to Mobile. So I was shooting down to Mobile, and in the Mobile yard, you can get actual jail time. It's like 7 to 10 days. And they'll play around, there's Port Authority there and stuff like that. So I wasn't trying to run that risk. I've done enough high security yards in these last 4 months to last me a little while before I want to go do another one again. And I hop off my train. Now, I hopped off in Bentleyville, I believe the name of the city is, and then I ran over to Alabaster, South Alabama. And my campsite was like a 3-mile hike with a steep incline to get to my campsite. I was there for 2 nights. Yeah, I believe 2 nights. So, that's a lot of physical activity. And I didn't notice any problem. Then from Alabaster, I hiked all day and got to the little town square. And then I got information about where I can catch a train out of there from one of the locals. So I booted over to Pelham. And in Pelham, I got there at nighttime and I just camped out. Now I knew something was up physically at this point because there was an IM about half a mile away from me, and I just couldn't muster the energy to go get it. I'm like, that's kind of strange. Usually I'm like, go get it. I'm not in a rush or anything, but half a mile away I could see a train. I usually would go get it. But I just felt, tired. I knew I didn't have the energy to do that half a mile more. I already spent everything I had for the day. Imagine I'm eating at this point. I'm back to normal. Like I did not have food for this whole time. But the next day took a lot out of me too. Not really. Like I probably did 3 miles with my gear around, which isn't too intense. But I ended up in a huge tropical storm, like out of nowhere. It was supposed to be like it's gonna rain all day, not a massive thunderstorm with winds well into the 40s. It was intense to say the least. So I gotta move quick, jumping over stuff, and you add the fact that I didn't get much sleep the night before, and then that entire day I'm on a train, like I'm jumping off on and off trains. So I was on a train, on a grainer, and an hour and a half later still wasn't moving. I realized I had no food again. Like I'm not doing this again. So I ran down to the nearest gas station, grab some food and come back. I got to watch my train leave. I could touch it. It was so close, but nothing rideable was close enough for me to run and grab. So unfortunately, I missed that train. Now I gotta walk a couple miles back to a different spot where I saw them stop the night before. I went back to that spot, and it took me about 5 to 6 hours, but I got on a train. Now if I'm on a train and I sleep decently on the trains, but you're not getting a full, you're not gonna get a full 8 hours sleep or 6 to 8 hours sleep. I probably got 3 hours on and off altogether, So now I get off the train in Montgomery, Alabama. Love this place. I get off the train and who greets me but a bull? So I'm walking out during the nighttime. Everything's looking good. I know I gotta kind of be brave and go right by the CSX building, the transportation building. I think I'm gonna be all right. Daylight comes, and I know you can see me clear as day. There's no way around it, and I have to go through this area. But the moment I got near it, the bull came right up, drove right up on me, and I was lucky in the fact that he was super nice. He pulls up and he says, "What the hell are you doing here?" And I go, "Well, sir, I'm trying to leave." He goes, "That's a fantastic answer. You can go down over here, take a left, give me all the directions." let me know all about Montgomery, where to go, where not to go. And then I'm walking and I'm hungry as usual. And I get to maybe a mile away from the gas station. I can see it. And I couldn't carry my bucket anymore. Physically, I could not carry my bucket with that extra backpack I carry in my hand. I just couldn't do it. My muscles would not function. You know, it was like a muscle failure. So I sat there for an hour and a half. One of the locals came over and talked to me for a little bit. You know, and I just sat there and waited to feel better, then forced marched my way all the way there. And then earlier today I did a little bit of walking, but nothing crazy. But it's been a hell of a couple of days for sure. You know, and I'm sure I'm missing something that went on too, but that's all I can recollect at this moment. I got to this hotel and immediately fell asleep for 5 hours. So lack of sleep, lack of water, and overexertion, all this beat the hell out of me. You know, and it's my own fault. I should have taken a day at some point during that just to do a self-care day, you know, take care of myself and relax for a day. I gotta do more of those, you know, which I'm doing now. Yeah, I got to Montgomery. Everything's been great so far. I've only had to walk around a couple miles, and it wasn't as excruciating once I, you know, I would go for like 20 minutes, half an hour, then take a 10-minute break, and that kind of really helped me get along. And you know, here I am now at this hotel, and I'm just going to relax all the way until checkout.
Next time on Anywhere Man.
Friday morning, 6:30 a.m., Montgomery, Alabama, at the northern throat of the CSX yard. Woke up at gunpoint this morning.